Okay, we are now at the place where we can put everything together. So ideally what we will have is your audio in place, and I'm going to drop that down there again. There we go. And you would have a voiceover track right here. You'd have another audio if you have two different audio pieces that you'd like to use. What we generally recommend is that you time first your narration, if you have it, and then you add your music, and then after that you put your video down, which your video line would be your images, and then you would add your text. And of course, underneath all of that is your background, or whatever background you're using, but that would go with your video aspect. So what we want to do with that is make sure that everything is timed correctly. So one key thing that you want to make sure is that you give enough time for people to read something if you have some on-screen text. So a general rule of thumb is to read it through slowly to yourself and then quickly, and that should be enough time. So I'm just going to see what happens here. On April 6th, 1909, Henson and team discovered the North Pole. I think that actually we need a little bit more time so that people can easily read that. So what I'll do is move all of this down and then extend this, because we want to make sure that there's enough time for people to read it. But as you can see, we've run out of music. What I'm going to just do here is do a copy and use this same music again. I know I said before that I thought we had some transitions that are available for the audio. What we can do here is we can fade at the end. I think that would be the only settings that we have. So we can fade in from 0 to 100% and then fade out from 100 to 0%. This is something that you need to do by double clicking into the audio clip. You cannot apply a transition from the transition panel. So let's see what happens here. And then at the end, all right. Okay, well that's okay. There's not a lot dramatically that can be done with these, but it serves us all the same. I'm going to extend that out. Let's delete you. And then we have here Matthew Henson's book. And let's reduce that down and bring it. Okay. And then we're done there. And then we have one last, and I'm going to use this copy and then paste, because we have Dwight D. Eisenhower here, and we want to make sure that we identify him in this image. I'm going to go into the Dwight D. Eisenhower image here and make it so that we have a little bit more exposure there. And then double click into our text. Oh, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger again. Okay, done. So again, we have to see where we're at with how long that remains on screen. Okay, and we do run out of music. But for the purpose of our demonstration here, we can see. And then here I'm going to fade out. Fade out. Okay, done. And then okay, now we have some music here. I am going to turn the volume down a little bit and take it to 65 so it's not quite as interfering with my narration. We're going to add some transitions here. Now, to add a transition, let's see here, just do a drag and drop. Let's do a drag and drop. And then we're going to dip to black. And we want to apply that to both our text and to basically every line that we can. And then we're going to stop that and we're going to fade to out. Okay, done. Now let's see what we have here. And really what the majority of this back and forth is going to be is you seeing how things work together. So in order to make a transition, you have to have things bumped up right next to each other. All right, so let's go back and play from the beginning. I'm going to dip from black to bring Matthew Henson up. That's a good way to start your video. And we have a transition here. All right, now this isn't exactly probably, okay, so what we do see here is that we didn't add a transition dip to black here. And this is also interesting. Here we have it's ending. I'm going to change it to crossfade, and it can fade out before the image fades out, which is a stylistic approach and creative. But I've decided I don't like the audio there. I'm going to see another, if we can do a relaxing, and we know that our time here is at 34 seconds. So let's try to find something that's at least 34 seconds. What we can do, that's pretty good. Okay, that's going to last us until that long. But again, this will show you some timing. I'm going to double click on that. We want it to fade in from 0 to 100 and fade out. All right, done. Let's see how this works all the way back to the beginning. All right, well that's pretty good. I think we could probably time then to our music. I'm going to bring that back. Bring this also back. I'm going to bring this a little, now it's all timed correctly. And I'm going to play it and see what that sounds like and how it looks. All right, so there we have it. We've made a nice little video here. We've just done some basics, and honestly, if I can do it, you can too. So just have some fun and be creative.